Assalamu alaikum everybody. We're going to learn how to sew an envelope pillow. For this project, you will need a ruler, needle pins, sewing needles, a matching thread for your fabric, and for this video we're just going to use black so you can see better, tape measurements, scissors, your choice of fabric, and a pillow, and also an iron actually. So grab your pillow and your tape measurements and start measuring the width. This pillow is like a 16, it's like 16 inch wide. By 18. So 16 by 18. 18 is the length. So once we have those measurements, write it down. Measure and mark your measurements from the pillow onto the construction paper, and then begin to tape it, cut it, label it. So we just finished doing the width of the pillowcase. Now we're going to begin doing the length of the pillowcase. It's good to have a guide so we can see and visualize how to cut this and make fabric straight. So now that I already traced it onto the fabric, you could use pins as well to put your guide onto the fabric and trace. So now, after I traced it onto the fabric already, I'm going to cut the fabric. And then I'm going to be adding 6 inches because I'm accounting for it's going to be an envelope pillow, so I need a little bit more fabric. So I'm just adding 6 more inches to this. After cutting the back fabric, we're going to move the side pieces towards the middle, even it out, make it straight, so that we can cut it in the center to create 2 pieces. Those 2 pieces will eventually overlap one another when we sew it. This will be like the opening for the pillow insert to come in and out. So to recap, we have one piece for the front, which is this one, and 2 pieces for the back, which are these 2. You can cut your fabric the same size as your pillow form. This pillow is, my pillow is 16 by 18. I added an inch to the width and length because I wanted to add 2 of these pillows to my new pillowcase because that pillow is pretty flat. So this is the front side of the fabric. I add an inch to it. It is right now it's like 17 by 19. And the back side of the pieces, I added an extra 6 inches because we're going to do an envelope pillow where the fabric will overlap like this. So just the length will be the same as the front piece, and then your width, just add 6 more inches to it so it can overlap. So next we're going to take our 2 back pieces, put it on the wrong side of the fabric, and we're going to make a small hem for the edges that will overlap. So the insides of the fabric right here. So first take your iron and just iron along the edges over here. Iron about like a 1/2 inch of your fabric. Next step, we're going to need your matching thread to your pillowcase and sewing needles, and push in those needle pins if needed. For the sake of this project and to show you how the hem will look like, I'll be using a black thread. So just get your thread into your needle right now. Tie it into a knot. Double knot it. Take your fabric, starting from the corner, about 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch hem. I'm just going to go down. Try to line it up when you go up and down. And just continue that until your thread is done. So when you're coming to the end of your, almost to the end of your thread, like about this much, you can see, you don't want to go, you don't want to end it at a smaller thread like this. Make sure you have ample space to end it. So how you end it is you just make a small stitch going, I don't know, you can see, you make a small stitch going in and back, and you have this loop here. Just loop it back in to make a knot, and do that again. Put the needle into a loop and knot it again. And just cut it like that. And then just add more of your thread to your needle. When you're coming towards an end of the fabric, you want to close it, you have to make a small stitch. A small stitch going in and then back towards the back of the fabric, like so. Pull your needle, and you're gonna have this loop. Don't close your loop all the way, because you want to insert the needle through the loop. So you inserted the needle through the loop, and then you just pull. And that's how, just tighten it. And that's how you end your spot. And that's a wrap on part 1 of sewing an envelope pillowcase.